Are there aspects to your day that you feel as if you're just, checking the box? Do you ever strive to reach out of your comfort zone, become uncomfortable, and level up? Privileged to be your host, this is Jason Wabick. Now, let's uncheck the box. A fabulous day to everybody out there. Once again, my name is Jason Wabick, the host of the Uncheck the Box podcast. Coming to you again this week with an awesome topic. You know, this one here, I'm going to set it off with a quick story. Have you ever been in a situation where you were at a store and you're going to cash out and you're trying to choose which lane to go into, right? And it's close, but then you make a decision. And you're committed, right? So you're like, okay, I'm in this lane. Well, then all of a sudden, the person that's up there moments after getting cashed out has a price check question or, has a discount that they want to dispute or something like that. So the cashier flips the light on, so the manager comes over, and then they have to type into the computer to override something or whatever, and then the manager leaves, and then the customer wants to pay with cash, and they're digging through, coins to get the exact change. And then, for whatever reason, they've got a coupon or something like that they're trying to dig through. So using a pretty farce analogy, but you know where I'm going, right? We've been in that situation where, we've just gotten annoyed with the little things. We've made the wrong decision in a lane, or we're, in a store that's super busy and we go down an aisle and there's just people everywhere. We're bumping into each other. We got to wait patiently, and those just, again, only a couple of literally thousands of different times in which we've probably been annoyed. Well, my friends, it's important to realize that, we're never wrong with how we feel, okay? We're never wrong with how we feel, but we have to stop blaming other people, okay, for how we feel. You see, our feelings are how we're perceiving the situation to be and how our brain is processing it. But what if how we feel is a choice? Are we going to be irritated, or are we going to choose to not be irritated? And that is the question, okay? And we do have that power. If you don't think that it is, then the brain will just go on with what it's conditioned to do. But it is our choice. And we're going to talk today 8 ways that we can help combat this thing called being annoyed. Number 1, we've talked about this already on past episodes, but it's very simple. It's to get more sleep. Going back into those routines, these first couple ones are really linked to those routines that we just finished discussing. It's been shown if we are sleep deprived, we wake up a little bit more irritable. And if we're a little bit more irritable, we could potentially be a little bit annoyed pretty quickly, right? So we got to be cognizant of that, my friends. If we're just not feeling well that day, the annoyed factor is going to be a little bit high. Number 2, to get regular exercise. It's been proven that regular exercise tends to release those feel-good hormones. And those feel-good hormones, okay, will allow us to be in a calmer state, hence better equipped to handle those situations that might find us annoyed. So regular exercise makes us feel better about ourselves. And again, we're prepped to handle those situations as they come. Which leads us to number 3. Very good brain maintenance. I love that word, brain maintenance. Things like prayer, meditation, mindfulness, breathing, doing things that, again, bring us into that calmer state. And the more calm we are and the more equipped we are, better to process what's going on, the less annoyed we tend to be, and especially in how we react to those things. Number 4, I love this one. Master positivity. And this is personally one thing that I'm really working on. It's not easy, my friends. But it simply changes our attitude. If we focus on negativity, then we're going to create more negativity. And then the problem gets bigger and bigger. Whereas, if we switch ourselves into a solution mindset, now we're trying to fix the situation, trying to help the situation. And it very quickly removes ourselves from that annoying situation. If we give the time to people who inspire us, okay, and don't bring us down, we're going to start attracting more people like that. So if you're oozing positivity, you're going to attract more positive people, and certainly vice versa. Number 5, gain perspective. So I'm going to encourage all of us to go to 30,000 feet here and take a look down. Let's look at the big picture here. Let's look at what we are grateful for. We all can express gratitude in many different things of our lives, whether that would be health, employment, family, you name it, okay? There's a lot of things we can be grateful for. Because usually we are annoyed at the little things. It's the little things, everybody, and we all can agree with that. So if we just take a step back before we react and we express gratitude for the things that we have in life, then that will allow us to gain perspective. Number 6, change out of victim mode. And I was reading an article, and the name of the author skips me right now, but I'll give credit to her. She said that you simply ask the question, how can that other person be suffering right now? And I'll tell you what, it was pretty profound. So when we want to react, remember, we said it in the very start of this podcast, okay? Our feelings we're never wrong for feeling the way that we feel, but we have to stop blaming others because they're the ones that are making us feel that way, but it's our internal feelings that we can control. So if we shift out of, no, we're the victim to, how can that person be suffering? Maybe they've got a reason for that. Maybe they just lost a loved one. Maybe they are not feeling well. Maybe they were just served a diagnosis of some sorts, right? And it allows us to shift our mindset a little bit to a helping mindset. Well, you know what? I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. They're probably not in the best of space right now, so let me help them. So I'm no longer the victim, but I'm the helper. I love it. I absolutely love it. That's one thing I'm going to start trying to do. If I find myself in that annoying situation, just look at it that way. How can that person be suffering right now? And maybe they need me. Maybe they need me to help. And I can start helping them by not being more annoying back to them and reacting and falling into that temptation of, let's go to battle right now, right? I love it. Number 7, we have to calm that mind, my friends. The mind is clearer when we rid it of all of that noise that's going on up there, okay? We've all been in that situation where we've got a lot on our mind, a lot weighing on us, and then something happens, somebody says something, somebody's doing something to annoy you, and then all of a sudden, snap, right? And it's like, where did that come from? We gotta find a way, okay? Because if we can calm that mind, we become more focused. Then we can become more intentional with how we react to those situations. It really does affect a lot of the things we already talked about. Breathing, my friends, is going to be crucial. I forget what they say. I think it's 6 deep breaths alters a state. Somewhere in that number, okay? So just remove yourself from the situation. Take a couple deep breaths from the abdomen. And then all of a sudden, you're going to find yourself feeling a lot better. So just try to find a way to calm that mind, rid itself of the noise, and then react afterwards. And number 8, it is my favorite. And yes, that is why I saved it for last. And it is to live in the now. Live in the now. My friends, it's not about the past anymore. It's not about the potential future and where you think you're going. It's simply to live in this moment. And it's the only moment that matters. And it helps to create our future. You know, that ego we talked about in episode 1, it's creating false realities for us and what can potentially happen down the road. When in actuality, it's this moment right now that actually will create the actual reality of what's going to happen. And we're not living in the moment. Again, we're dwelling on the past and we're thinking about what can happen in the future. And oftentimes what we're thinking is going to happen isn't going to even be the case. But it's about living in this moment. The more that we are present, the more we are plugged into the moment, the more we can make things better for ourselves. Not dwelling and not predicting. You know, I'm a musician. One of my favorite bands, and I know a lot of us out there as well too, is Van Halen. And they so eloquently put in their song Right Now from the 90s. You know, in the chorus, they say, hey, it's your tomorrow, right now. Come on, it's everything. Catch that magic moment. So do it right here and now. It means everything. That's my challenge, everybody. Let's be plugged into the now. Let's be present. Let's be focused. Because this is the only moment that matters. And it's right now. I'm going to leave you all with this. I didn't have this in my show notes, but I felt compelled to share it with you. My son, who's 13 years old, he was born in May. He said to me today, he goes, Daddy, do you know, today I've been alive for 5,000 days. I said, really? 5,000? Like on the dot? He goes, yeah. He goes, look at this. He put in a calculator online. He goes, today is 5,000 days. Yesterday was 4,999 and tomorrow will be 5,001. I said, of all days, I said, were you counting down? He goes, no. It's 5,000 days today. And it really made me take a step back and look at, you know, life is precious, time is short, but when you break it down to that, it's a lot of good that he can do in 5,000 days. And it is a lot of good that he has been doing. More to come on that, you know, my family, my kids, and how proud of them I am, and, you know, how they're going to change the world and conquer the world one day at a time in their own little space, right? But let's take one day at a time, and one day plus one day plus one day in this kid's world equals 5,000. There's a lot of good to do out there, my friends. Let's go get it today. Let's go conquer today. I know I say it often, but once today is done, we're never going to get it back. Live in the moment. Let's go get it. I appreciate you guys. See you next time.